How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Starbound. I'm just cutting down a tree. We've got a few things that we're gonna do today, kind of, fundamentals type of stuff. So I've just collected 50 pieces of wood, and I've also got 20 fiber. I need to focus on the road here. I can't seem to get out of here. I'm just a little to the left of our farm, and I've just been kind of cutting down trees and cutting grass so that we could go ahead and create the scarecrow. I need to get the coal first. I think I have coal in here. Yep, okay. So now I can create the scarecrow. So if you're following along, I recommend you go ahead and do this as soon as possible because this will keep your crops safe. Unfortunately, crows are able to kind of destroy your farm. They're able to get your food and just kind of make a mess and be annoying. And you can actually see a spot here in the bottom left corner. This actually happened. I think in the last episode we caught a crow right there. So just to kind of feel that, we're going to go ahead and place it right there. Just normally place it by left clicking. And it kind of reaches out to about 8 blocks on all sides and protects it in that range. So I'm going to go ahead and count real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I don't know how much it would be this way. Probably 8 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And maybe a little bit less or something like that. So these might not be protected. But no, I think it will be because it's still 8 blocks out that way. It's basically just a huge radius, 8 direction on each side. I believe. I may be completely wrong here. But anyways, I've gotten a parsnip, so I'm going to go ahead and sell that. You can sell crops basically using 2 methods. I think I actually showed this in the last episode, but just kind of a recap. You can either drop them off here in the shipment container. I'll do that to stone just as an example. You just click it. Or you can go to Pierre's General Store, which is in the town. We're going to go ahead and go over to that way now, or in that direction now. Basically, you can sell pretty much any crops. You can even sell seeds, the basic stuff like that, right over here at this store. Now, it's closed on Wednesdays, but it's open every other day from 9 to 6, I believe, or 9 to 5 maybe. But we can sell it for 35 right here. And I'm going to buy one more just because we need to fill that one space in. Anyways, what are we going to be doing today? Great question. I'm going to be showing you guys how to thrive and survive in the mines. I'm going to show you kind of how to prepare and what it's like. So if you don't know, this is kind of like a walkthrough of Stardew Valley / playthrough. I'm not necessarily just trying to guide everyone, but I want to make sure that each episode kind of has some learning value to it, just because this game was very hard to kind of pick up for me. It was very confusing until I sat there and played for a few hours. But once you play, it's amazing. It truly is a very good game. So I just kind of want to show everyone how it works. And in the later episodes, we won't do that as much, but for these first few, we definitely will. Now, what are we going to be doing first? Great question. Since it is already raining out today, the plants are all watered. We're all good to go, and I don't really have any money for crops right now. I mean, I could buy more seeds, but I think we're standing pretty healthy right now with that. So we're going to go over and fish for a little bit. And the reason for this is because if you try and tackle the mines without any sorts of food or energy, you're going to be pretty much left in the dust. Like, you will not survive at all. And even if you do survive, you'll only be able to break a few blocks before you have to just leave and go rest. Otherwise, you'll, run out of energy. So, we are going to be collecting fish, so that way we can actually have something to eat while we're there. And as you can see, I'm picking up the seashells, part of the daily routine. I showed you how to unlock this area last episode. I think it was last episode, may have been first. So yeah, this is kind of just showing you something, you always want to do. I always do that. Even in my main Stardew Valley world, I actually always go and collect those. Not every morning, but I started out doing it every morning. So I'm going to go ahead and come in here and sell these while I've got the time before it closes, just to kind of advance up and cash a little bit. And I'm going to start farming. Now, I'm going to show you how to fish one good time here. I think I've already showed, but just in case. And while we wait for a fish, I'm going to go ahead and talk about something. Make sure you keep one of everything. I've already mentioned this once or twice. I know for a fact I have. But real quick, this is how you fish, basically. You keep the fish within this little green area. Now, I'm noticing that this fishing pole has a smaller green area, so that might be the reason why you'd want to upgrade, is so that you never have to worry about missing out on the fish. Now, sometimes it can be a lot harder to kind of catch a fish. Sometimes they're extremely frisky, and they just move around a lot. This one is just, I'm terrible is the only reason I'm missing out on this one. There we go. And, no, come on now. Done. Cool. So there's one fish, an anchovy. But yes, you want to make sure to always keep one of everything. I mean, right now I'm not, just because we're kind of early, but you'll see why here soon. Just make sure that you kind of store one of everything that you get. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get collecting here with some fish so that we can go ahead and go down to the mine. I'll see you guys in just a moment. Alright, so I've collected a good amount of fish here. We're not going to need too many, just a basic amount. And since we don't really have a huge inventory right now, I kind of just figured, we keep it at that point, basically. Just with a few fish, I've basically got 6 good fish right here, plus a little eel. But I'm actually going to hold on to this because if I remember correctly, we will need this for pretty much the same reason of keeping everything at least once. So we will need that particular fish in the future, so I'm going to hold on to that. But before we begin, you're going to want to clean out your inventory quite a bit because you're not going to need most of this stuff. I'm not going to need any of this. Basically, our sword and pickaxe are all we're going to need. I'm going to go ahead and put all of our fish up here in the front. And as you can see, when you hover over the fish, they give you a certain amount of energy plus health. And the health is very unique to the fish, obviously, or the thing you eat, just like the energy. But the health is basically for whenever you take damage, it'll obviously heal you. So always kind of keep an eye out on that. Make sure to keep things that are a little bit higher in energy because energy goes down a little bit more than health depending on the difficulty of the level that you are on. But yeah, that's going to do it for now. We're going to go ahead and go to sleep so that we can head straight there. And I'm going to show you where the mine is just in case you don't know. And we can go on from there. Oh, cool. Look, we've learned a new recipe, survival burger. Unfortunately, we do not have that at the moment because you have to cook it. I don't have the stuff to cook either. And I haven't actually ever really used it. I know how, kind of, but not entirely. So maybe that's something we'll do together here in the Let's Play. Alright, so we've got a letter. I'm not too sure what this is going to be about. Dear Farmer System Z, I'd like to apologize for joking about your grandpa's old cottage when we first met. It's really a nice little house. However, you might need some more space someday. That's where I can help. If you bring me some raw materials and pay a fee, I can expand your house. Continue the next page. The first expansion I offer includes a kitchen. With a kitchen, you'll be able to cook any recipes you've learned, such as the survival burger. Anyway, I hope you're starting to feel at home in Stardew Valley. Your local carpenter, Robin. We're actually going to see Robin's place once we pass through the area to go to the mine. Okay, so I'm going to go water all these really quickly. I will be right back. Alright, that's all done. Now, before we fill these all back in with new seeds, we're going to go ahead and go to the mines just because it's always a good idea to go early. Let me drop off the parsnips. Actually, no, we'll be fine with just the fish. Sometimes it's a good idea to kind of keep some of the stuff that you farm. That way you can kind of eat it because right now, like, we don't have a kitchen, so we can't cook, like I said earlier. It looks like I'm bringing along the watering can, but that's fine. We've got enough space. 6 places should be just fine. Also, this is something I actually just recently learned. I'm actually going to need my tools for that. Oh, great. Let me grab those real quick, and we'll be right back there. Alright, so as I was saying, you're going to want to have your hoe on you pretty much at all times because every now and then you'll see these little worms sticking out of the ground. And when you hoe them up, they give you things. So in this case, we got copper ore, which is actually pretty good because we're going to need that soon to upgrade our tools. But yeah, that's basically just a tip. Always have the hoe on you, that way you can easily pick them up, just like right here. I actually just learned this, and this is a prehistoric skull. Cool. Gunther can tell us more about that. You found an artifact. The curator at the local museum might want to know about this. That is actually a completely new feature. Not a new feature, but another feature for another day. And by the way, this is Robin's house, so this is an easy way to get to it. You can basically upgrade your house here. It costs a lot of money, so we're not going to do it right now. But you can shop, upgrade, and do all that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and head towards the mine while we have time. Notice that it's really early in the day, 9:40 or well 9:50 a.m. now. It's always a good idea to go early because it goes by pretty quickly. The day does whenever you're down in the mine. But here is the mine. And in the last episode, we got the rusty sword. So there are three significant things, actually 4 significant things about the mine. One is this minecart, which you'll notice is out of order. This basically comes later, and that kind of ties in with the reason why you want to have one of everything, except for the stuff like this. You don't really have to keep on the artifacts. Always give those to Gunther, as it says, but I'll explain that probably in the next episode. This over here is something you'll be able to access later. Do not worry about it. And these 2 features are the main kind of reason, or the main things you'll use. So this is a way to get down, obviously. This is an elevator. It doesn't seem to be working right now, but once you get to enough, like another floor with an elevator, it'll open up. So let's go ahead and go straight down. So you'll notice just a whole bunch of rocks everywhere, and you'll also notice that all it gives me is stone. Well, that's kind of the unfortunate truth about this place. Everything you mine is not always going to give you something in return. And the sad part is when you do mine, it uses up your energy. So that's kind of why you always want to have fish on you. You're basically looking for ore, which you'll find every now and then within the rocks. And, oh, there's a geode. I'll explain that probably around the end of the episode. You found a geode. The local blacksmith can break this open for you. Who knows what might be hidden inside. But that's all I'm going to do for breaking blocks. Every now and then you'll uncover a ladder, and your goal is just to kind of get down as far as you can. Now I know what you might be thinking. Okay, so if these rocks aren't always going to give you ore, and they use your energy every time you mine it, what's the point of kind of coming down here and not spending every single waking second down here digging and going back and forth with food? Kind of a long thought if you ask me, but these little ore solutions are, well, the solution. They are a compact version of the ore that you're looking for. They're unique to the floor level. Once you get further down, they kind of get more advanced. And it's just kind of a reason why you don't have to spend every waking second breaking every single block. So the way I normally do it is I first take out all of the enemies with the sword, and I find all the little ore deposits and just break them first. And then from there, I just kind of use the rest of my time to look and find the ladder for the next floor. So this is another artifact. We're gonna, inventory is full. I don't need the slime, so we'll throw that away and pick that up. So this is another artifact. We can take that to the museum, which I'll start doing next episode. But yeah, so what I'm gonna do is just try and get down to level 5. So I'll kind of try and either speed this up or montage it away, but that's basically the mine. Your main goal is to find the ladders and get further down. The long-term goal is just to pick up ore and get to the very bottom. So now we're on level 3. You can see it up in the top left, but I'm going to try and get down to level 5. I will see you guys in just a moment. Alright, I've made it to level 5, as you can see, and you kind of notice another elevator here. So this is basically how it works. Once you get down to level 5, it introduces the elevator, and you can use it to get down to certain levels quickly instead of having to take the ladders. So once you're really far down, let's say you want to leave the mine, you can easily go up and press 0, or of course just click the ladder and leave the mine, which I accidentally just did, but no worries, we can easily get back down by clicking right-clicking the elevator. Now, these elevators appear on every 5th level and every 10th level, and I believe there's about 120 levels. So now that we've kind of done that, we're going to go ahead and leave the mine because I don't have any more food, as you can see. I've only gone down 2 levels since we last left off, and I've already run out of food. So it's always important to have, really healthy food, kind of, resource or replenishing food is what I'm trying to say. Always have a very large amount of that. Otherwise, you're just going to be kind of left stranded down there with nothing and eventually run out of energy and have to come right back up. So don't go there immediately. The mine definitely takes a little bit of time to be prepared for. But once you do have a little bit of food and stuff gathered, it's kind of an easy process. And you just basically go there to dig up ore. As you can see, I've gotten copper ore. But before we end off the episode, we are going to run over here to the side of the town. Hopefully you've been kind of following along and seeing where I'm going. So that way you kind of know where it is in the future. So on down here, there's a little daffodil. I'll pick that up. There is the... Oh no, it's closed. It would be closed right now. They close on 4 p.m. or at 4 p.m. This is the blacksmith place, which we're going to open up the geode with. And this is the museum, which is locked as well. So I'm going to go ahead and go back home and get everything kind of organized and all fixed up. And maybe I can actually explain something with what you do with copper ore and all the other ores before we, continue on from there. I'm going to take this way home just for quickness. So let's go ahead and go this way. This is where Marnie's ranch is, actually. So this is, I think I already showed this area. There's a lot of stuff I've already done that I keep repeating myself on, so I apologize for that. Okay, so leading up here, and we'll be back on the farm. Probably just a good idea to sleep. Oh, snap. I completely forgot about all the mess. I've got to clean this up one day. Don't do it immediately, though, because you can use this plant fiber and grass to create feed if you choose to go down the route of kind of keeping animals, which is always a good idea because that's basically required for cooking. But if you cut down all the grass too early, you'll have to buy feed. So it's kind of just, just wait. It's better. I only clear what's necessary. Alright, so now sleep, and looks like we've crafting recipe, new crafting a cherry bomb. Okay, cool. So now we can craft cherry bombs, essentially, which are exactly as they sound, bombs. Kind of easy to break a lot of blocks in the mine. So if you're, trying to find the ladder quickly, you can always use those. Alright, we're on the 9th of spring already. This is going by so quickly. There's 20... Ooh, a new friend, it looks like. Hi there. Good morning. I noticed that you've been breaking some rocks open and finding ore. That's good. If you want to get the most out of the ores you find, you'll need a furnace. This guy's doing my job for me. Just so happens I had an extra set of blueprints lying around. Here, I want you to have them. And there they are. Learned how to craft a furnace. Says no one. The furnace allows you to smelt metal bars. The bars can be used for crafting, construction, and tool upgrades. When you've smelted a few copper bars, consider having me upgrade one of your tools. It can make your work a lot easier. Well, okay, I'm headed home. Take it easy. Alright, Clint, thank you so much for that. We're going to need that. I see you've been exploring the old mine. You've got the adventurer's spirit. That much I can tell. If you can slay 10 slimes, you'll have earned a place in my adventurer's guild. Be careful, Marlin. Alright, cool. So now we've pretty much gone through all the letters. We're going to need to get the can out. So I'm going to try and put some of this stuff up. We might actually be able to make a furnace now. We can. And it takes all of our copper. It takes 20 copper and 25 stone. So kind of keep an eye out for that. The moment you craft one of those, it's going to take all the ore that you just spent so long, working for and mining for. I'm going to just find a good place to put these. You're eventually going to get tons of furnaces just so that it kind of goes all quickly. So kind of find a good place to put those. I'll just put them over here for now. And I don't actually have enough copper ore to even smelt. You have to have 5 copper ore or any ore to just get 1 bar. So I might as well put it all up. But it was fun while it lasted. I mean, I guess. Uh, so what we are going to do, I'm going to get this all organized. I've got to water the plants. Actually, it looks like we've got a harvest to yield. So inventory is full. We'll do that here in a moment. What things can we get rid of? Stone. We don't really need stone right now, so let's go ahead and throw that away. And I'll get the harvest later because I'm already inventory packed, and I'm not going to have any room for anything if I'm not careful. So I'm going to go ahead and make my way into town really quick, and we are going to go back over to the museum and the blacksmith so I can kind of show you what to do with the special artifacts that we've found within the mine. Alright, 9 o'clock, and the blacksmith is open. Let's go ahead and go in here and process geodes. So now we can basically put this here, and it'll uncover whatever was in there. So in this case, we had 5 coal. So you're always going to want to bring the geodes because you pretty much get the most random stuff, but it's always a bonus, and it helps. And the geodes are just random. Let's go ahead and go through the cutscene for the museum, and we'll be good to go. Abysmal, I guess is the way you say that. Not a single piece in the entire collection. Yeah, your place is looking pretty empty, man. Gasp and jump. What's this? You found something. Let me see it. He does not look like a safe guy. Like, he looks like he's probably trying to crook me out of some cool little jewels that I find. It's very old. I'd love to study this in greater detail, but it is yours. I feel like I need to give this guy like a weird accent and a tone. I don't know. I've got a favor to ask you. Would you consider donating any new artifacts or minerals that you find? We could make a groundbreaking discovery together. Oh, and who knows, if you keep donating, I might come across some interesting items to send your way. Yeah, I've seen those items. They're not worth it. Think about it, will you? If you decide to donate, just bring the objects to the front desk. You got it, Gunther. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. That way we can clean up the inventory space. Basically, doing this is an important role in the entire game, actually. You kind of need to do this to unlock future quests and stuff like that. But you basically just pick up one and place it in a slot. And actually, I think we have one more we could do, and that's quartz, I guess. So I'll place one of those there, and we're good to go there. And basically, yeah, okay, so there's every now and then, once you've placed a few, which as you can see they're over there on the far right, there will be a reward you can collect, and you just go up and talk to them and select collect reward, and you'll be good. But unfortunately, I don't have many items in there, so no rewards have appeared yet. Usually just furniture and stuff like that, so nothing too special. Anyways, guys, I hope you have enjoyed. I'm going to run over to the farm and get everything taken care of, but there's no need in keeping you guys around for that because you have already seen it, although it would be kind of nice to see how much we get for the yield of parsnips that we're about to pull, so maybe I'll do that for now, and we'll pick up from there. I actually need to clean up my inventory anyways. And I think in the next episode, we are going to pick back up in the mines or something like that. I might introduce one of the big parts of the quest line, and we can kind of continue from there. But let's see how much these are worth. I'm guessing I'll probably get around 1,000 for this. 1,000 gold. That would be very nice if so. Pretty much all of our seeds here are like gone, so there's no reason to water it immediately. I'll just do that later on once I kind of replant everything. So I'll move on over here. So we've got 37 parsnips and one great parsnip with the little silver star. Every now and then you get silver ones and gold ones, and they're just worth a little bit more. They're basically like high quality and higher quality vegetables or crops. So looks like everything's open. I'll be able to go straight in here. Now I'm going to sell them here, but you can also sell them in the shipping container. I just like to do this to see how much we'll pull. Wow, okay, so we've actually pulled about 1,300 from this. 2,500 is how much we got now. Great. Actually, we might be able to, yes, okay. So we could purchase this. I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to go ahead and purchase the big backpack. It'll be useful in the long run. you've got the large pack. Your inventory space has increased to 24. Awesome. Alright, so now we have a much larger... Okay. Thanks for getting in my way there, Penny. Oh, didn't mean to go back in. What does this say? I'm curious. Oh, nothing. Vincent's birthday is tomorrow. Keep that in mind. Maybe we can give him a gift or something to make his birthday a special one. But yes, okay, so we've got a much larger inventory now. So for example, if we're walking along and we have a full inventory already, we can just go and pick up all of these here. And I'm actually really glad I came over here for this example, because this leek is that's the name of it, a leek there. This is actually something we're gonna need as well, kind of like the eel that we got from fishing. But that's gonna do it for today. Oh wait, no, I was totally talking about the extra space here. So if you have, say, something like this and it's starting to pack up, then you'll actually have another row entirely. So you can probably see how that's awesome. Like, that's gonna do so much in terms of like helping with mining and all that kind of stuff. But anyways, guys, I have been pushing this episode too far. This is gonna be the final outro. Thank you so much for watching. Let's see what all we got done today. We pulled a lot of yield from the farm. We've gotten down in the mines. We've unlocked the furnace. We've pretty much learned how to use scarecrows and a few other little tricks on the way. I think that's pretty much what we've learned. We also got the new backpack, so that's awesome. We are off to a very good start. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, a thumbs up would be great and much appreciated. If you didn't, feel free to leave a dislike. I don't want to kind of be biased against which one I prefer. Obviously, likes are better, but if you didn't like it, you are free to express that. And if you didn't like it, please at least give me the favor of, or do me the favor of commenting why below. Anyways, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.